The trial starts today for the man charged with killing Tulsa Police Sergeant Craig Johnson and hurting Officer Aurash Zarkeshan in the summer of 2020. Thanks for sticking with us at 4:30. I'm Shannon Russo.
And I'm Jonathan Cooper. Jury selection began today, which is a slow and deliberate process that could take a couple of weeks. News 6's crime reporter Lori Fullbright has covered hundreds of trials in her career and joins us to walk us through how this process works. Hey, Lori.
Hey, Jonathan. Well, it may be very boring to watch, but it is a critical part of a trial because the judge and the attorneys are working very hard to find people who are willing to be fair to both sides, to only make a decision based on the evidence they actually hear in court, and who won't let themselves be influenced by the media or the internet or what their spouse or their neighbor thinks about this case. And that can take a long time, and it involves a lot of questions to figure out who can and who cannot do that.
It sounds like it can get a little bit personal at times.
Jury selection does get personal, Shannon. So they ask you not only about what shows do you watch on TV, what you've looked at on social media, what you've commented about, what you've posted about, but they also ask you things about your personally held beliefs that not everybody wants to share in a room full of strangers. And they ask questions like, have you or a loved one ever been arrested, and how'd that turn out? Or have you ever been a victim of a crime, and did those experiences make you feel good or bad about the police or the DA's office or the justice system in general? I mean, they ask a lot of questions about who you are, what you think. But if it gets into an area that's just too personal for a juror, those jurors are allowed to go up and give their answer just in front of the judge and the attorneys. They don't have to say it out loud in a whole room full of people. So hopefully that makes people feel a little easier and be a little bit more honest.
Well, Lori, there's also another element to this, and that's this case has gotten a lot of media attention. Were you surprised that there wasn't a change of venue in this case?
Not really, Jonathan, because here, at least, moving trials to another county is pretty rare in this part of the state in Oklahoma. And so here's what people need to know. The rule is not you can know nothing about a case, to be fair. It's not that you haven't watched any news. It's not that you haven't seen it on social media. So the rule is, can you honestly say you're going to put everything you have heard and seen aside and base your decision only on the evidence and the testimony presented during the trial? And there's rules for things that are allowed to come in, things that are not allowed to come in. Can you do it just on what you see in those days of the trial? That's the rule, and that's what they need to find somebody who can say yes to for both sides.
All right, Lori, thank you so much for sharing your expertise. I know you'll be watching it. We'll be watching it very closely as well. Thanks.